Okay. So, good morning, everyone. Yes.
Are you recording?
Yes. Small group this morning. It's getting pretty cold for people to get up. Some people get up late. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with a little bit of a stretch, just sitting, and then some Nadi Shodhana, just to warm ourselves up a little bit, and then move into some really nice, long, stretchy forward bends today. So nice, calming class. So if we just bring our interlace all 10 fingers and just push away the hands, so just pushing them away, and then raising them up, and then coming down to the side, back to center and down the side, and just continue that for a little while. And then coming back down to the front and release the fingers and come to the back, interlace all 10 fingers, roll the shoulder blades together, chin up, chest up. And then you can come forward if you like, the arms up. Coming back up to center. Then just bring the left hand on the left-hand side on the floor, right hand up and over, and you can come all the way over as far as you feel that you need to stretch. And just holding there. So what I want you to do is think about that top shoulder. So you don't want to close the chest, you want to open the chest. So just bring that top shoulder back and keep reaching over. Just breathe here. And then coming back across, bring the right hand down, left hand over. And again, just go to where you need to go. I've got a bit of an injury here, so I'm taking it nice and easy here. Just breathe and remember that top shoulder, just drop it back. And then coming back to center. So just a twist, so bring the left hand on the outside of the right knee, right hand behind, inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. So with the twist, make sure you lengthen, bring the chest around, then bring the chin around. And come back to center. Right hand on the outside of the left knee, left hand behind, inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. So lengthen through the spine, twist the chest, bend the chin. And come back to center. So we're going to come into tabletop. So bring the soles of the feet on the floor. Point the fingers towards you if you can. So hands, wrists underneath the shoulders, and then lift. Just drop the head back. And then just relax the hips a little bit. Bring the left foot up onto the right knee. Place it on there. Drop the left knee down as much as you can and then start lifting the hips up. And release that left foot. Change to the right. Again, drop the knee as far down as you can. Then start lifting. Squeeze that left glute and lift. And then release. Coming down, crossing the legs. Coming into Nadi Shodhana. So everyone here knows this now. So go through your own time. I'm still going to talk through it for the video, but just go through your own time. So bringing the peace fingers, to the middle of your eyebrows. Take a deep breath in and a breath out. Block the right side with the thumb, inhale through the left. Block the left, exhale right. Inhale right. Block right, release left, exhale. Inhale left. Block left, release right, exhale. Inhale right. Block right, release left, exhale. And just go through your own time. Just either fast, slow, whatever you feel you need today. The idea is to continually slow it down. So if you're going fast, just slow it down each time you go through both nostrils, slow it down next time. And then when you're ready, just coming into normal seated position, Sukhasana, and just bring the shoulder blades together. Inhale, nice and deep, and exhale. Now just focus on that deep inhaling, deep exhale. Now switch the breath, if you already haven't, to Ujjayi breath. So the restriction of the throat at the back of the throat. So you want to hear yourself breathe. And then just relax. Keep the eyes closed and just think about Ujjayi breath. Just what you did then. Just feel the sensation from the Ujjayi breath. And just work on bringing that into your practice. Every pose, just focus on that breath. So when you're ready, just slowly opening the eyes. I'm going to move into the first pose. You may need your strap, a bolster, a block, whatever you've got around you, you may want to use this. So we're going to come into Janu Shirasana. Janu Shirasana is head to knee pose. So Janu Shirasana, head to knee. So bring the left leg out straight and the right foot up against the left thigh. You can come out a little bit away from the body if you like, if that feels more comfortable. Don't come all the way up, just a little bit. The straighter you go, the deeper the stretch you're going to get in the area that we're looking for. You can come out a little bit if it's more comfortable. Bring the knee down towards the floor. So the idea is to bring the stomach to the thigh. Okay, so what we want to do, we've done this before, is just grab the hips and tilt the hips and come forward. And then you can grab where you need to grab and coming down there. So a block is really good if you can't reach the knee. And you can just place the block down and come down to the block. So that's really good. Or even a bolster is nice to come down onto, or a cushion in front of you. Depending how far you come down, if you want to use a strap, but make sure you keep the tension on the strap, okay? The good thing about the strap, it's going to bring your stomach closer to your thigh, Okay, so that's what you're after, is lengthen through the spine, stomach closer to the thigh. Beautiful. And just keep getting that Ujjayi breath. Just keep breathing and just slowly coming forward. We've got about a minute and a half to go on this side. Slowly working those elbows down towards the floor. Okay, so once you're stretching forward and you're in that nice stretch, comfortable position, start dropping the elbows down towards the floor. It's going to bring the body down and bring you towards the floor. So just feeling where you need to feel today. How deep you want to feel, I should say, deep you want to get into the pose. So these are really nice stretches to lengthen through hamstring, lengthen through the lower back, opening up through the hips. It's a really, really good deep stretch, especially to hold for 3 minutes. If you can hold it for longer, it's awesome. 3 minutes is quite a bit of time for a tense pose like this, intense pose. Slowly, slowly coming up, and then switching to the other side. So straighten that right leg out, set yourself up, and just test yourself on this side. Like, I'm a lot different on this side to the other side, so you might need you might need what you had setting up for the first side. You might come deeper in the second side, but lengthen through the spine, tilt the hips. So you want to lengthen and then tilt and then come forward. I'm usually better at this side. I forgot about my injury, so I'm not today. So I've got to readjust, bring the block in front of me, and then work my way down. Oh, good, Mary, you got on. She couldn't get on. So. I'll just have to send it. And just keep breathing, using that Ujjayi breath to work your way into the pose. So just start feeling yourself getting that little bit closer, even if it's only small amounts, but just progress towards bringing that stomach to the thigh. Beautiful. We're all in good position here. Everyone's head's in the right place because it's head to knee pose, so we're focusing on around the knee area. So as you start progressing forward, you're going to get a deeper stretch in the hip. So this time the left hip, you'll be getting a deeper stretch in that left side of the hip. And you're lengthening through the right hamstring. If you can, start bringing your toes towards your shins and just get a deeper stretch into that Achilles then. Slowly coming out of the pose. So we're going to stay in this position and then just bring both legs out and come into Paschimottanasana. So Paschimottanasana is head to feet, so head to toe, okay, so not knee. So this time we're not rolling the shoulders, we're coming forward, so shoulder blades together. So shoulder blades together, inhale, lengthen, exhale, fold. Look forward at the toes and come forward. So you can grab the big toes, that's a really nice way to do it, or grab around your feet, or use the strap, pulling on the strap. But remember, inhale, lengthen, shoulder blades together, sternum up, and pull forward on the strap. Always use the strap to get maximum pull and maximum tension coming forward. Strap's a good way to get that stomach to the thighs. And if you're miles away from the thighs, you can always put a block under there and work towards the block. It gives you something to work to and something to work on getting that feeling of pushing that stomach down on the thighs. Or if you need more length, you can put the block behind your feet, at the soles of your feet, and reach behind that block and then come down. Keep looking at the toes. And keep breathing. These poses here, you progress really slowly. It's some of the one of the most frustrating poses for progression. But if you just stick to where you need to be and stick to looking at the position you want to go to, so use those eyes to look to where you need to head to. Using Ujjayi breath, you just slowly get there, and you just feel the change in the body first. Once you start feeling that change in the stretch, progression becomes a lot quicker. Okay, so you've got just over a minute to go. So use that breath now to focus on just lengthening through that lower spine. So pushing the hips backwards as you're pulling forward. So keep pushing those hips to the back of the mat as you slowly come forward. And even shimmy the hips a little bit. It's really nice to shimmy the hips, so you're almost like just moving those seat bones back a little bit. You'll come forward a little bit deeper each time. Just shimmy those hips back. Keep looking at the toes. Keep looking at the toes. Keep breathing. Keep coming forward. Last couple of breaths. And slowly come out of the pose. Laying on your back in Shavasana. You should feel really nice in Shavasana after that lengthening process. So now when you're ready, we're going to move into supported bridge. So bend the feet up and grab whatever you need to place under you. Come up as high as you can today. So build it up, whatever you need to build up. Nice and high. Straighten the legs out if you can. If you need to bend the knees, always bend them up. The lower back's a bit tight. Bring those shoulder blades together and chin towards the chest. So we want to lengthen through the cervical spine. Just enjoy this. Stretch the opposite way, so 3 forward bends in a row. So now we're going a nice back bend for about 4 minutes. Always just think about lengthening through the cervical spine. So keep bringing the shoulder blades together towards each other, chin towards the chest. Working on the Ujjayi breath. Just trying to relax everything. So finding, already feeling that tightness, just breathing into that area. So we've got a lot of tightness at the top of the pelvis here, just on both sides. So I'm just breathing into those areas. Visualizing what the area looks like. Breathing to push the air out, but inhaling from the hip all the way up. The last 30 seconds. Slowly come out of the pose. Moving into Shavasana. Bringing those hips down. Just allowing yourself just to sink into the floor. So there's nothing that needs to be done. You don't need to swing sideways. Or everyone always feels like, a lot of people always feel when they get out of this, they need a side twist or they need something. You don't need anything, because we're trying to get that blood back through the lower part of the spine. So if you want to do a side twist after this, you're risking instability in the lower spine. After about 20, 30 seconds, you can do whatever you like. But just allow that time for that blood to flush back through. So bring your knees into the chest. Have a really nice squeeze there. And then rolling up to a seated position. So we're going to move into Supta Vrjasana. And set yourself up correctly in this, and you'll be comfortable and get the correct stretch. So Supta Vrjasana is bringing the knees towards each other, the heels out wide, and we sit down in between the heels. Now this time of the morning, this is a tough pose, okay? So we're still tight at the lower part of the body, especially the joints. So this might be enough for you. If you want to set yourself up behind, this is quite a nice way to set yourself up behind if you've got a block and a bolster or a block and a cushion. And then you can come into the pose this way, but make sure you sit in between the heels, okay? So not on the heels. And this is quite comfortable at first, and then work your way down. Or you can just have the cushion behind you, but keep the knees on the floor. Now, if that's too much for the knees, you can go one knee at a time. So bring the left leg out, bend the right knee out, and come back this way. Okay, so that's, you're still getting that stretch on the quad. So the main thing we want is the stretch on the quad. If you get any sharp pains or anything in the knee, always use a towel and roll it up and place it under the knees. Okay, so place it under the knee. It's going to give you space back in the knee to get that stretch through the quad. If you feel it under your ankles, make sure the towel is on the top of your feet when you sit back. Okay, that'll give you the space in the ankles there. So however you can get into it, take your time, get it right. And if you're just sitting up, does anyone just sit? Yeah, no, everyone's right. Good. It's really important for the Ujjayi breath. So focus back on the breath. If you're all the way back, bring the chin towards the chest. Even if you're sitting up a bit, just bring that chin towards the chest, lengthen the spine. If you have got one leg, change to the other side. Pretty intense pose. Once you come out of this, you're flushing the joints of the ankles and the knees. It's after lengthening through the quads. So really working on the healing of the knees here. It's one of the major benefits of this pose. Just the last few breaths here. And just remember when you come out of this pose, really slowly. Slowly, slowly work your way out now. Getting yourself around to Shavasana as fast as you can, but elegantly, no injuries. But you want that blood to start flushing through those knees as soon as you can. It feels pretty amazing right now. A good minute here just to make sure that blood's flowing through the knees and the ankles, because we're going to block that off again, those areas. So when you're ready, bring the knees into the chest. Have a squeeze. You can either roll to the side or head up, roll up. So we're going to work on 2 deep hip stretches. The first one is square pose. So square pose, most of us have done this one. So bring the left leg down and the right leg comes up and over, and we stack the shins. Okay, so we're stacking the shins on top of each other. Now, if that's too much, if your knees are up here, you want to make sure you just do one leg. So left leg out, right leg up, place on the top of the thigh. Okay, and make sure that you rest this leg, because you want that knee to come down. If you're doing both legs, make sure you don't bring that heel in towards the body. You want it away from the body and stacking on top. And if you like this, so it's up a little bit, but you're quite comfortable there, you can place a towel or a block underneath that and then slowly start moving it away and then start coming forward. If you're in this position quite comfortable and you want to come forward, you can lean on a cushion and come forward. Or you might be happy just to sit in this position. You're still going to get every benefit out of that. But if you're lengthening through that spine, what we want to do is chin away from the chest and start bringing the body down towards the floor. Okay. And if you feel uncomfortable, there's a lot of little things that can happen in this pose. Like at the moment, my ankle bone is very sensitive. So I'm just putting a towel under that to stop the sensitivity, stop that pressure on there. So always use anything around that's going to make it a little bit more comfortable. So obviously, you know where you're stretching in this pose. It's getting deep into the hips, the outside of the hips. We've got 2 poses in a row where we're stretching the outsides of the hips. Work with that breath, slowly getting deeper and deeper into this pose. About 1 minute and 40 seconds to go. So just keep getting deeper into this pose. Just keep breathing, holding if you can. Or find that spot where you're right on the edge and just back off slightly and just use the breath to work your way through this. Don't worry about how long it takes you to cross your legs or anything like that. When I did my first teacher training in 2013 in India, I couldn't even cross my legs. I thought I was good at yoga and I went there and I couldn't cross my legs. So it was pretty embarrassing. But you just got to work with what you've got and work through it. And if you connect the breath, work into that area where you're relaxed. So that Ujjayi breath is always connecting and keeping alive that vagus nerve, which is an important nerve to keep yourself calm, to keep yourself out of fight or flight. That is what the difference is with progression, is connecting to that breath. When you're ready, slowly come out of that pose. You can stretch the legs if you like, if you want to give them a bit of a stretch, or move into the next pose, the next side, sorry. So right leg down, or right leg straight, left leg up, and place something under that left leg, or right leg under, left leg over. And getting as comfortable as you can be. And just have a look down. You should have a space between your, what's this thing called, a calf muscle, and your body. Okay, so there should be a space there. If there's no space, you need to move your feet forward. And you'll see why once you move them forward. Again, my bloody ankle. And then just progress where you need to progress to in this pose. That Ujjayi breath is really important. So I know the mind just wanders sometimes. Just every now and again, just focus, connect back to that breath. There's some days in this pose that I can come all the way forward. There's other days like today, I can't. I've just got to hold where I am and just connect to the breath even deeper. The longer I'm in it, I'll get all the way down there. But just for the purpose of 3 minutes, I'm just holding where I am and just getting the best stretch I can out of the tight hip that I have. When you're ready, slowly come out of the pose. Straight into Shavasana. Have your strap nearby. Or whatever you're using for a strap, just have that nearby as you go into Shavasana. Allow the blood to flow through the knees and ankles again. So we give that a double whammy, 2 in a row, where we've blocked the blood off through that area. So you should have a lot of freedom through there today. And when you're ready, bring the knees into the chest, roll up to a seated position. Have the strap, you may need the strap. So we're coming into cat pulling the tail. So that's bringing the left foot under the right thigh or buttocks. And so the full pose is this. We come back up. I grab the toe, big toe, or the outside of my foot with my left hand. Right hand grabs the bottom foot, and we come across in this position. So that's the full pose. I'm pulling up and pushing my right heel away. You can use the strap with this. So place it over the right foot, grab the left foot up, and grab the strap with your left hand and come across that way. Okay, so really good deep stretch today we've had. We're stretching through a lot of the longer muscles today, tendons as well. So focusing a lot. The last few poses on the hips. This is a really good stretch for your hamstring if you can straighten that top leg that comes over. If not, doesn't matter, you're still getting a stretch there. But if you can straighten it, keep pushing that right heel away as you bring the toes towards the shins. And if you've got a good grip on that bottom foot, keep pushing the heel up, pulling the heel up, to the buttocks. Try and work your shoulder blades flat on the floor. So eventually that's what you want. And connecting to that Ujjayi breath is going to allow you to stay a lot calmer, a lot more relaxed, get into the pose a little bit deeper. When you're ready, slowly coming out of the pose. And you can switch straight to the other side. So bring that right foot under, left leg up, right hand over the outside of the right foot or the big toe, or using the strap on the right leg, up on the left leg, but grabbing the strap and pulling on the strap. Try and get your shoulder blades on the floor as much as you can. Beautiful. It's a pretty awkward, funny pose, but you're getting a really good stretch in this pose in plenty of different ways. So you've got about a minute and a half to go. So just focus on that breath for this minute and a half. Try and have as much stillness as possible here. It's the last pose for hips. Breathing deep inhales in this last 30 seconds, the deepest inhales that you can possibly put in today, so the deepest you've done all day. And then slowly come out of the pose. You're going to flip yourself over and come into prone position, so onto your stomach. Just rest those hips briefly. I'm just going to finish off with a couple of back bends and then Shavasana. So just come into crocodile pose, just rest for about 20, 30 seconds. And when you're ready, just lift yourself up and come into Sphinx pose. So you want your elbows underneath the shoulders, spread the fingers out wide, palms on the floor. Really important to bring your shoulder blades together here. So that's the main aim here, shoulder blades together. And then slide and push that sternum up. So you're pushing forward and up with the sternum. Just holding there. So we've done a lot of forward bends and twisting of the hips. So not really many back bends today. Just want to finish to make sure that we put in a couple of back bends. So that's the lower back. So we're going to move up the back a little bit now. So squeeze the glutes and just straighten the arms and come into seal pose. I'm not going to be here too long. It's a bit more intense in the lower back, but then what you need to do is bring your shoulder blades together. So I always bend my elbows and push my shoulder blades back, push the chest forward, and you'll feel that right in the middle of the back there. And then come down and relax the back. Just come into crocodile pose just for about 5 or 6 breaths. And then lift up. We're going to come into Purnasala Vrjasana, which is full locust pose. So bring the hands down the side of the body, just away from the body, palms facing towards the floor, feet together. Then lift the chest up and the arms up. So the chest and the arms are up. So squeeze the glutes, shoulder blades together, chest up, chin up. Then lift the legs up. So you want the thighs off the floor. Okay, so thighs off. You should be just balancing on your hip bones there. So come a little bit higher with the chest. Bring the hands up. Face the palms towards the floor. Palms of the hands. Come up, chin away from the chest. Legs up, chest up. Shoulder blades together. Lift the arms up. Legs up, chest up, chin up. Come all the way up. Holding there. Beautiful. And then slowly come down. Push yourself up and come straight into child's pose from there. So knees out wide, big toes touch, and just rest in child's pose. Even if you want a cushion in front of you, just rest. Push the hips back as far as they can go. Just about 6 or 7 breaths in child's pose. Then when you're ready, just flip yourself over into the final pose, Shavasana. You should feel a bit taller today. I do. 5 inches. We've really lengthened through that spine. We've opened up through the spine and lengthened through the hamstrings a lot. Really manipulated the hips. You should have a lot more freedom in the knees today and the ankles. We've flushed those joints out quite a few times today. Most of all, mentally, you'll feel amazing. So once you're comfortable there, I want you just to focus on the breath. We're just focusing only on the inhale coming through your nose and the exhale going out of your nose. Now just take your focus to the big toe on your right foot. Just feel the sensation that's in the big toe on your right foot. Now take your focus to the thumb on your right hand and just feel the thumb on your right hand. Feel the sensation in the thumb. Now go to your right kneecap and feel the sensation in your knee. Now go to the left side on your left foot, your big toe. And focus on that sensation that's in the toe right now. Now the thumb on your left hand. Just feel maybe a little bit of tingling. Feel that your thumb is alive on the left hand. Your left knee. Feel the lightness of your left knee. Now go back to the breath. Go back to the nostrils. And just feel the tip of your nose. Visualize the tip of your nose as you feel the air coming in and out of the nostrils. But just visualize the tip of your nose. And look at the tip of your nose with your eyes closed. Just keep bringing the eyeballs towards the tip of your nose. And we're going to move into Chitakasha, so roll the eyeballs upwards. Don't strain the eyeballs, just roll them upwards so they're looking to that space between the eyebrows. You'll know that space now, so just looking there. This is your space. You're the only person that can go to this space right now. This is calmness. This is relaxation. This is who you really are right here. So now just relax the eyeballs again and just go to the tip of your nose. Just roll the eyeballs down so they're looking at the tip of the nose. The eyelids are shut. And you're feeling that breath. Is the breath cold or is it warm? As it comes in through the nose, that air. Just take note of the temperature. It's coming in and out. Then go back to Chitakasha, so roll the eyes upwards. And just look how Chitakasha's changed a little bit. Is there more activity there? Is there more manifestation of colours, shapes? Or is it just darker? Is there a hole there? A nice dark, deep, long space? Is it flickering? So now just take note of Chitakasha, take note of what's happening there. You might see a bright colour, you might see a shape that you recognise. You might just feel peace. Whatever it is, just take note of that. Now relax the eyes. And just count the breath in fours. So inhale for 4 and exhale for 4. Inhale for 4 and exhale for 4. Now go back to Chitakasha once more. Roll those eyeballs up towards the center of the eyebrows. Take a look again. Note how you feel when you're in this space. And then just pass on a gratitude right now to someone, something, some event in your life. And then thank yourself for getting on today and dedicating this hour to yourself. Complete relaxation, unless some people had a bit of an issue getting on, and that just happens with this technology. But now you're relaxed, calm. It's all worked out. And just feel that sense of gratitude towards yourself that you've done something amazing for your body and your mind. When you're ready, start wiggling the toes and the fingers. Roll to the right hand side. Take a breath on the right hand side, then work your way up into Sukhasana. Bring your hands into prayer position. Shoulder blades together, sternum up. Take a nice deep breath in. Just taking your time, no rush. Thank you all for showing up this morning and dedicating this time to yourself and allowing me to take you through the class. It was a pleasure to take you through the class, and have a wonderful Friday. I'll see you all again soon. Namaste. Thank you, everyone.